Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Rewind and Replay. I'm Matan.
I'm Adriana.
And I'm Caitlin.
And today we are talking about feel-good games. Things have been very stressful lately, but in the year 2020 at large.
The year of our Lord and Savior.
Sometimes you want a serious game to talk about issues that you're facing, and sometimes you just want a distraction. You want a cozy feeling. You want to escape into a world where none of this is important. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We each have our own selections of cozy feel-good games that we're going to go through. My first one is not one specific game. It's the Little Big Planet series. Because I can't really pick just one. I played most of 1 and 2. I played 1 and 2 a lot. I played 3 only a little bit. Have you guys played these games?
No.
I've seen gameplay of one of them. I have no idea which.
They all look pretty similar. It's like a very cute art style, very like fuzzy and textured. There's like a main story, but there's a ton of user-created levels, and people get like really creative with the stuff they make. So you can play, you have all sorts of different vibes. You can find a level to fit your mood, whatever it is. I had all sorts of like favorites that I saved, and I would play with my friends when they'd come over. It's got online or local play. But I love a good like couch co-op game too. That is such feel-good vibes.
Is it like Minecraft kind of?
In this sort of immense creativity, yes, lots of user created stuff, but it's
like
2D.
Building levels.
Yes. It is, yes, lots of building is like a big part of it, but they have the main campaign if you don't want to build them yourself or other people's levels, and it's side scrolling, so it's like you can like change your layer, but really it's mostly just side to side. It's to me like one of the like underrated PlayStation exclusives. I love the Little Big Planet games.
Nice. Yeah.
When did they first come out?
That's a good question.
Like, have you been playing them since you were young?
Yes.
Like, okay.
I started playing them in middle school. Ooh, yeah. Little Big Planet 1 was October 2008.
Oh, wow.
Started out a little bit after that. But, and yeah, and like, I was never that good at creating levels. I made a couple, but I really just played other people's. And there were the ones that like I knew really well and I could just keep going back to and having fun with different people.
Yeah.
It's just very unique in its style, even if not in all the mechanics of gameplay. It's like simple, but
and rewarding.
Has a lot of depth and rewarding. Yes, totally.
Yeah, I mean, I think happily we're seeing a lot of games like that lately, especially like indie games, like side scrollers. That's like they're pretty detailed if you give them a shot. Like Gris, I don't know if you guys have played that.
I had my eye on it. Did you play it?
No, I think Albert's at Rabid Dough. He's going to start playing it again soon.
Sorry, I've got something stuck in my throat.
Good type. A good type of game.
Yeah. Media Molecule, who made Little Big Planet, has recently made that game Dreams, which is kind of an expansion on it, which is all about, it's basically a game engine. It's like all about making levels. They sort of expanded upon Little Big Planet and made something even more detailed, which is really impressive.
Cool. So my first one is kind of weird, but one of my comfort games is The Last of Us.
And that's 4 minutes. 4 minutes.
Why?
I don't know.
Sure.
I can't pinpoint you a good reason other than when I'm stressed, I like to shoot zombies. And Last of Us is my favorite of that type of game.
The stakes feel so like I get so freaked out like fighting these zombies and like getting overwhelmed like if I don't stealth right, and you just like hop in, you're like, wow, having a good time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you find fear relaxing?
I find it fun.
The one who likes horror movies.
I think that's I mean,
that's probably part of it. Because like when I go to like haunted houses, to me that's like funny and fun. Like,
oh my god,
I'm having a good time. I'm not scared.
When I went to Universal, I did the I've been to Universal once. I did the Walking Dead haunted house.
No.
So fun.
Nightmare. absolutely horrifying.
Yeah, Caitlin, I think your fear and joy receptors are like mixed
I think
up.
so.
Yeah.
I've been to Universal's Halloween Horror Night twice. So far. I was gonna go again this year. Of course, it didn't happen. Hopefully next year it'll be safe to go again, because that is like literally my favorite thing to do.
What do you do there? Like, what are your favorite things to do there?
Like, what do you mean? Just go.
Like, what can you tell me about Halloween Horror Nights?
Yeah.
How did we were feel good games? How did we end up here?
I've never been, and I will never be ever. Like, you guys have to pay me money to get me into a haunted house.
I will. I'll pay for your ticket. Actually, I don't know about that. One day when I'm rich. So Matan, you know, like the Walking Dead one, it's basically just a bunch of haunted houses like those that they set up. And like they do different themes for different movies, because like Universal owns like a ton of movies.
Yeah.
So like last year they had like a Ghostbusters one. They had Us.
Us. Oh, that would be freaky,
that
man.
One was really cool, but really freaky. I'm like mixing up my years, so I can't remember exactly when was what, but there was a Halloween one. There was like a classic horror monsters, so it had like werewolves, like Frankenstein, all that stuff, like Dracula. There's a trick or treat one, Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Gotcha.
Just different things like that. And then one of my favorites was, and they had this one 2 years ago, but not last year. I was very disappointed. It was like you guys, have you both been to Universal just like normal times?
Yes.
Right? So you know, like the tram ride that you can take, and it like goes through like the different areas,
which
like,
is gorgeous. I love that. Yeah, so for 2 years ago they took that and made it like a horror like tram ride.
Good idea.
Yeah, it was really cool. And like I didn't know if you were just going to be like sitting in it and like what it was going to do, because the first time I ever went to Universal was for Halloween Horror Night, so that was the first time I went on the tram. And we went through, and then at one point the tram stops and this like guy runs up and he's like, "Everyone get off!" Like is screaming at you to get off and like to run. And then like you get off and like you go through like 3 different haunted houses on your way back to like the main area, and like you're going through the back lot.
Interesting.
You go up to like the Psycho house and like through like the motel from Psycho. Cool. It was so cool.
That's very cool.
Terrifying. Caitlin, the normal tram ride freaked me out the first time when I went on it. Like the King Kong bit was shaky, and the shark in the water. No, I couldn't even do that.
I'll be honest, the normal one was scarier. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it was a giant spider. Maybe that did it for me, but that was scarier to me. Also, when I went on it, the Jaws part was closed. So I didn't even get to see the shark part.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not actually scary. Like I went on it recently, but you know, like my first time on it, it was like, ooh.
I just didn't like the King Kong part with the giant spider. I had to close my eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Fair.
Crazy. I like it.
Yeah, for anyone listening, I'm so sorry that we've tricked you like this.
We really pulled a bait and switch on him.
A big bait and switch. I mean, so for my
oh, sorry. I was just gonna say horror is my feel good.
It's your feel good genre. Mine is not. Mine is soft, cute shit. And my favorite feel good game, I say favorite lightly, but like the one most recent to me, is Ooblets. And this came out on my birthday. It's a mix between like my time at Portia and Stardew Valley and Slime Rancher, kind of like if you put those all in a room and you just mix.
Isn't there some like Pokemon in there?
No, so kind of, yeah. So that's why I said like Slime Rancher, because you collect like pets, like you do like the slimes in Slime Rancher, but they are like Pokemon because it's like a type and they have like dance battle moves. It's really cute. It's really happy. It's on Epic, which I know a lot of people like have issues with, but they needed more money for funding because they weren't getting enough. So they, signed on the dotted line. It's such a fun game. It's just soothing. There's nothing scary about it.
Yeah.
You get to not think about the entire planet.
The art style is really good. I like it is very pretty. It's a sort of like it's got these like pastel colors, but it's 3D, but it's got this sort of 2D look. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
it's more like top down, but it's clearly 3D, so it's like a weird intersection. It is really cute, and they say the stupidest words. I can't think of anything right now, but like
I've seen that.
Yeah, they take like normal speech and kind of like simplify it, like but like you know what they're saying, but it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, they have their own weird slang.
Yeah.
And the creatures are really cute. Do you have like a favorite?
I don't. I haven't played it really since I played it hardcore for like 2 weeks and then I haven't touched it. And I do that with feel good games because like I don't need the hug, I don't need the hug right now. But I got Lord, there are like different areas you unlock with the air balloon. And I got to like the second one you unlock.
Gotcha.
It's cute.
Yeah, Ooblets has been kind of on my radar. I do have Epic installed. It's like on my wish list. It's just not like I just have not had the time to get around to it.
Yeah. I mean, it's got a story mode, but like it's slow enough that it feels kind of just like you chilling, you existing. There's no rush to it.
Yeah.
It's a fun one.
Have you heard of Temtem?
I have, yeah. See, this is my genre, right? Like my feel-good game genre is like simulation,
weird indie,
farming, indie, cutesy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Temtem is like more clearly a Pokemon inspiration. It's interesting. Yeah, it's Ooblets. What's the company that makes it? Is it does Annapurna publish that?
I don't think so, because then they would have had money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It says Glumberland. I'm pretty sure it's an indie studio.
It is, but it was also published by Double Fine. That's great. Double Fine, who made Psychonauts and Grim Fandango. That makes sense.
Yeah. Nice. So I had been waiting for Ooblets for forever, practically. And I was really, really they kept pushing the release date. And I was kind of like salty about it, but then I got really happy when it was on my birthday.
Right. Okay. My next up is another indie title. A short hike. Have you guys heard of this?
No.
I have not, but it sounds like Firewatch.
It has some Firewatch vibes. I got it in the itch.io racial justice bundle. And it's a short hike. It's also a short game. It's about 2 hours long. I played it in one night. But it's really unique. It's this small open world. You play as this young woman she's a teenager, and she's this little bird, and you're trying to go on this hike to reach the top of the mountain. Like I think everybody in your family goes to the top of this mountain and does this hike. And so you start at the bottom and you go all the way up and you meet these cool little characters along the way. There are little side quests you can do for people. You get there's some really cool platforming. You get this like jump and glide ability. And so you and you get it's a short learning curve, but you do get better. And it's fun to see these little characters hanging out on this mountain, and it's got this cool aesthetic. It's kind of almost like PS1 era, like it's smooth but pixely, but not pixel art. Like it is 3D. It's got a very cool look. I would highly recommend it. It's probably it's no more than $5, I'm sure. And it's on Switch now as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they ported to Switch. It's just like very adorable, a little coming of age story about, this girl's relationship with her mom, and it was very cozy, very good vibes. Not too heavy.
It looks adorable. I love this little bird.
Yeah, I was a big fan. I played it on a whim when I was visiting my girlfriend and she was doing some homework, and I had the bundle, and it was just like much, much better than I anticipated. Yeah. It's nice to support indies too.
I love that.
Yeah, totally.
Well, my next one is a little calmer than The Last of Us.
Thank God.
It's Ocarina of Time. This one is just very nostalgic for me. I just love going back and playing it. It's just cute, fun. I know Matan disagrees.
Yeah. What I will say, The zombies freak me out.
Oh, same. Okay. There are parts that are super stressful.
But we've already established you like killing zombies for feel good.
But you don't for this one?
However, in Ocarina of Time, the zombies, those are fine. The things that stress me out in this game is in the forest temple, the hands that drop down from the sky. Oh, those, I can't do those. I don't know. I guess they just like remind me of spiders. And like the spiders in this game aren't too bad. I don't know. Those don't bother me. The only time they get me is like if you don't realize they're there and then they drop on you.
Oof.
It's anything that like drops on you on that game. That I get some jump scares in that game.
Okay, see, but my thinking is that it's not a feel-good game if shit's falling on you from the sky.
But like so I love a good town. I love a good hub town. How's the hub? Do you like the hub town in Ocarina?
I do. It's not my favorite ever, but I like it.
Okay.
I don't know. It's very nostalgic for me. It's fun to play. Yeah. When I'm like stressed, I go back and play it. And like there's some stressful parts for me, like the water temple. But
the water temple. Yeah.
Overall, like I enjoy it. It's a fun time. It like makes me relax. Other than the occasional hands dropping from the sky and grabbing you.
Is it hard for you? I mean, you've played it, so you know it really well.
Yeah, I know it really well. Like none of the puzzles get me.
Gotcha. Yeah, Zelda, I almost put Breath of the Wild on here, but we've been talking about it so much lately. I just think like Zelda does have some like unique good vibes.
Yeah.
It's like because it is a fantasy setting, but it is very much its own. It's not Zelda has a distinct world, and I think like the little like Rito village in Breath of the Wild, or Termina in or Clock Town in Majora's Mask. Those are two that I know better than Ocarina of Time. Like it's got a very unique cozy vibe to it. I totally I understand. I get it.
I think also important is the idea that you brought up of like just familiarity, like this so well, and it's a lot of nostalgia, and I think that does for sure go with a feel-good game.
Totally. That's why I've watched Bob's Burgers like 10 times, because I know it, because it's cozy. I can just come right back.
I was literally just watching it before we started recording the new Halloween episode. So
for those who are listening, Matan is copying my poster, and it makes me
laugh. I am.
Internally.
I'm trying to stay. I should just lower my blinds. I'm trying to stay out of the really reflective light. See how white I am?
God, same.
You tell me that's not normal for you?
Not really. That's a little better.
Time to bash Matan.
Like
that's my feel-good game.
The bash and Matan, yeah, you're not the only one.
I make my lighting good for this, and like I'm still almost the same color as the wall. But when I don't like care about my lighting and I'm just like hanging out with friends or just like in class, I literally like I match the wall. Like
yeah.
Cute.
Yeah.
I mean, I match the wall too, but that's because I have very saturated orange lighting. Like my lamp is literally like it's orange and my walls are pink. So yeah, I'm gonna be orange face.
All right, what's next?
Love it. My next feel-good game, I'm going to change up the order here because Caitlin brought up nostalgia, and I didn't think of this when I was thinking about this episode. But Dragon Quest, Hand of the Heavenly Bride is for sure a feel-good game for me. I have restarted that and played through like a bajillion times. Like I cannot even count. I used to, when like it first came out, I used to be really into like the game guides that they sold at GameStop. So I had that, and I think I used it like the first time I played. And now I mean, it's just like fun to have, but like I never touched that because I know every single map intricately.
Yeah.
So I was talking.
Yeah.
Is it pretty big? The world?
It's gigantic. I mean, so Dragon Quest is a lot like the older Zelda games. It's, top down, 2D, really simple, turn-based combat. But I mean, it's a long game. I think normally I ended around like level, like just leveling up wise. I was like 60 by the time I got to the big boss. But like there are several large continents. Sailing is like a whole mechanic. You go to like the underworld at some point, so it's pretty expansive.
Cool. I'm looking at images right now. Yeah, this is what did this come out on?
The Nintendo, I mean DS Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they all did. I think most of them.
Most of the Dragon
I have
Quest
the one
games?
that's on PC.
Oh.
Yeah. They're highly underrated. They're not super difficult, but it's more about like for me it's more about these monsters are fun. They're not really scary.
The slimes
the
are
narrative
cute.
is usually pretty solid. Yeah. They've got things called heel slimes. I really like how they name their monsters. And it looks like a normal slime, but it's like a jellyfish.
The art for the games and the newer games have the Toriyama art style. That's the guy who did Dragon Ball.
I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have never really played a Dragon Quest game. I am not a huge fan of turn-based combat anymore.
I agree.
Shit.
Eat my ass.
I just get impatient.
Same.
Like, yeah, I don't know. It's like, especially if it's like a small creature. Like if I'm like running around in a non-turn-based combat game and I run into a weak guy, I can just blast him away. But no, like with this thing, like you have to like go in with the intro animation, select your character, select your attack, attack it, and and then you're done and get the outro animation from the battle screen.
It doesn't take that long, actually.
Not really?
Yeah, no. I mean, it's not like Pokemon like that.
Okay.
They do it much faster than Pokemon. And I've spent now, because I know the game really well and like I don't want it to be difficult, the early levels are actually like significantly difficult because you're playing as like a 5-year-old, 6-year-old.
What?
I mean, there's a time skip. You're not playing as a 6-year-old for very long.
No,
it's really cool, dude. You go into like a haunted castle. You go to the realm of the fairies. It's great. Cool. But I'll spend like an hour just farming.
Of course you will.
Yeah. It's great. It's a fun time.
My next game is one also that is not I don't think would typically be classified as a cozy game. It is The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. Binding of Isaac it's a roguelike, which for those who don't know means that when you die, you restart the game. And some things carry over, like, you unlock the ability to find certain items, but your build or whatever, you reset all your stats and everything resets when you die. And this game was one of the very first PlayStation Plus offerings on a PS4. So when I got my PS4, I didn't have a lot of games. There weren't a lot of options. And so I started playing this game. I had friends who were really into it, so I checked it out. And I didn't get it at first. It's really gross. There's a lot of poop and blood in these games.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so nice because the levels are procedurally generated. No run is the same. I still haven't done everything with every character. So it's so nice to just hop in and play for however, one run can take no more than, it can be anywhere from 30 seconds to 45 minutes, 30 minutes maybe. So you can just grab a game here and there.
Now you play this on PlayStation on your PS4?
Yes.
Weird.
I know, it was an offer. It was free with my subscription, and I tried it out, and all my progress is there now, so I can't switch over.
Right. I just imagine the controls being significantly shittier.
Yeah, it could be probably easier on keyboard and mouse, but it's not too bad. It's just so much fun. Yeah, no two runs are the same, so it's not like you're just retreading the same levels.
Yeah.
And you know, it totally changes based on your luck. You can have a really shitty run, a really good run early. Lots of different characters to do, different strategies to try. There's weird synergies. So like there are 2 items you can get that are really bad individually, but then together they have like a really good effect.
Interesting. And you can eventually like beat the game?
Yeah, and there's a bunch of different endings.
Huh. Yeah, Kyle has 100% of it, I believe.
That's impressive.
Oh, wow.
There's one character you can play as where you literally can't get hit. That's the whole conceit of the character. You just can't. You have to beat the game without getting hit. All the different endings.
Wow.
It's just like fun to just keep hopping back in, play it for a brief amount of time, and then move on. I revisit this game for years. I have. It's just very easy to get in, to slip into. And that's what I look for in like a feel-good game. You know, the content isn't necessarily feel-good, but it's just...
But it's also, I mean, it's not like The Last of Us where it's scary. Like The Binding of Isaac can be scary, but it's, you know, it's 2D. It's pretty pixels. It's totally not...
It's pretty cartoony and wacky in presentation. I'd highly recommend this game. It's a lot of fun.
Cool. My next one is Kirby's Yarn Adventure. This one, I did not think of this one.
What is this?
Have you not heard of this one?
No, I don't play Kirby games, you guys.
Neither do I. Well, apparently I do. I mean, literally the 2 I played is Kirby Air Ride and Kirby's Yarn Adventure.
So this is not Kirby's Epic Yarn. This is...
Or is it Kirby's Epic Yarn? I'm sorry. What I was going to say is
Kirby Air Ride?
Yeah, Kirby's Epic Yarn is, I think, the name.
Sorry, Adriana,
I'm back.
You were lagging real bad. Okay, I did not look this one up before. I remember playing it. It's called Kirby's Epic Yarn.
Yeah, I'm familiar with this game.
Okay, I remember it when you said the Little Big Planet series, and we're talking about like small fuzzy things. I was like, oh my gosh, Kirby's Epic Yarn.
It's
it's cute. I've literally played 2 Kirby games, so I don't play Kirby.
I am a Kirby fan. I have not played this one as much as some of the other ones, but I do know this game.
I just think it's really cute and really fun. Like, you can't really die in it.
And it's got couch co-op, right? You can play with another...
Me and my sister used to play all the time. And you just, like, play through. There's, like... I feel it... Or I remember there being, like, no lives. You would just, like... respawn at like places, or like I don't remember exactly, but I remember like there weren't any lives like in Mario, how you would have like lives in the start. You would just like play through, and it was just like very feel good, happy.
It doesn't set you too far back. It's got a really cute crafty yarn, you know, fuzzy style.
Very fun to play with people.
Kirby has always been... Sorry, Adriana?
What are like the mechanics? What are the mechanics of the game?
It's like a platformer. Very much like Mario.
And you can like throw your yarn and swing on things, right?
Oh, is it like the the phone game with the green creature?
Phone game with the green creature?
So. Caitlin knows what I'm on about.
I think I know what you're talking about, and I don't think it's like that. Because that one you're like trying to get to a certain spot or something.
Yeah, I'm having trouble visualizing what Kirby's Yarn Adventure.
Take a look. It's like Kirby drawn in yarn.
Yeah.
He's like not filled in. He's just like...
But then like the background and everything is like very much like what you'd see from like a Mario game.
Yes. And Kirby has always been one of the games I've put the most time into in my life was Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. That game is so good, but it's just so like again, the arts. Kirby is a cute character. The enemies are cute. You suck them up, you get powers, you make little friends. And Kirby's Epic Yarn just like in style even more. I agree.
Yeah, and everything is like yarn themed. I love it.
All right, Adriana.
Do we have a message from our sponsor?
Oh, you're right. Let's throw that in right here. Thank you.
Yeah.
This episode is supported by our patron, Matan Sucks at Injustice 2. If you would like your name to be read on this podcast, you can support us at patreon.com/rewind_replay, which is linked in the description below. Thank you, Matan Sucks at Injustice 2. I really cannot wait till he forgets to renew that.
Never. Yeah, so my next one for my feel like good game is Graveyard Keeper, which actually fits in with the vibes for Binding of Isaac, or I guess The Last of Us.
Spooky.
Yeah, you're literally a graveyard keeper, but again, it's not really scary. It's 2D. There are some monsters, but you have a sword. It's not really challenging. But there's a lot of really good, it's like Stardew Valley-ish. There's a lot of really good lore. You farm, you craft, you upkeep the cemetery.
Okay. Is it a
sermons at church
management game?
Yeah. I mean, it's not.
Okay.
It's not. I don't really know how to. I mean, it is a management sim, but it's more than that.
Like, what do you do in it?
I think I'm dying. I died.
You're okay. You're back.
You're back though.
Oh, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so you play as this dude, who you have like a brief glimpse of like his normal life, but then he gets run over by a car.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then so like, and he has like he's on the phone. He's trying to call like his girlfriend, and so his whole point is like he wants to get back to his girlfriend, but he finds himself, apparently he talks to like someone outside. Congrats, you're the graveyard keeper now, bro. Sorry. I think it's like to do with like reincarnation or whatever. It's very like medieval era.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, you deal with like magic and like Satan, and there's like a whole dungeon.
Okay.
And you try to make a time portal to get back.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a fun game. They came out with some expansions that I just bought, and I'm excited to play them. I think you can like own your own tavern, and other stuff. I mean, there's like a tavern in the game, so but I'm excited.
It's got that like top-down tile-based thing going on.
Yeah, it's very typical management, like Stardew 3D. I mean 2D.
Yeah, Stardew vibes.
Pixel.
Nice.
Yeah, big Stardew vibes.
Cool. That one sounds pretty cool to me. That one sounds interesting. It's another thing I would be into.
Yeah, I think it's really fun. In a lot of ways, it's more diverse than Stardew Valley. It's just the NPCs aren't as interesting like that.
That's a shame.
Which is unfortunate. But
yeah. My next up is one that you mentioned in passing earlier. Firewatch. Firewatch, we've mentioned before. It was one of my favorite games of the generation. It's most of the time it's very chill and it's very slow. Did you guys play it or did you watch?
Yeah.
Okay. It's got a beautiful art style full of lots of like autumn colors, lots of like yellows, reds, browns. I've mentioned this before, but I was told this makes the game better. Before I started it, I turned off my location on the map so that I actually had to like learn the paths and my surroundings. The game takes you're in the 90s, you're a fire watchman for the summer in I think Wyoming. So this guy who's trying to get away from his life for a little while goes and lives up in one of those big tall towers. Basically has almost no human communication for this whole summer, except this woman, the woman who manages all the towers over the walkie-talkie. And so you talk to this woman and you develop this sort of relationship, platonic or otherwise, is up to you, but you like really get to like develop this close relationship with this person and like learn a lot about her, and she learns a lot about you. well, a lot of this is set to you walking around, climbing up rocks, scaling trees, all sorts of stuff. It feels very like intimate. Again, it's just this relationship with both these people. I think they both, I might be wrong, I think they both won BAFTAs for their performance in this game. Wow. I think they were at least both up, nominated, I mean. Mm-hmm. So it's just like it's a cool look at human relationships in a really interesting setting. It does get there's more of a mystery later on. It gets a little bit more driven and less cozy. Still a fantastic game, and felt very good for the most of the game playthrough. It was really, really good. I would highly recommend it.
I agree. I mean, like the beginning, just getting to know the story, like the backstory, and then the story, like them interacting together, is beautiful.
It's beautiful. I think
it's beautiful. There's
I have not played this, but it looks really cool. I think I might have to.
It's not super expensive. It's definitely on sale too. I would highly recommend it. It was actually made by some of the people who wrote and worked on The Walking Dead season 1.
Oh.
They left and made their own studio, Campo Santo, in San Francisco.
That's cool. Okay. Yeah, this looks really cool. And I just looked up. I don't think I've actually looked up pictures of it before, and it looks really beautiful.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's really, really pretty. Caitlin?
Yeah, my next one is Pokemon. Just honestly, any of the games, they make me happy. The Pokemon are so cute, and I just love catching Pokemon and going on an adventure.
Favorite Pokemon?
Ooh, that's so tough. Probably Piplup.
Good call. Adriana?
Tepig,
also a good pick. Mine is Ampharos.
Yeah.
Ampharos is just very cool.
I like that me and Adriana's were the ones we used during the Pokemon campaign.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. I always go back and forth. Piplup is definitely up there. I feel like it's my favorite, but I don't know. There's some others that I really like. I really like I think it's Passimian. Is that it? The new, it's like
is it the monkey?
Yeah, it's only in Pokemon Sword, I think. And it's like the monkey that carries like I think a coconut or a melon. And it's so cute. And I think it's exclusive to Sword, and I have Sword.
I have Shield. So
what?
I have Shield.
Okay.
I see it. Passimian. That's cool.
Yeah, and Shield, there's the full version of the Ponyta. Yeah, and so I really wanted that fairy version of the Ponyta, and I looked it up and I saw where you could find it, but I didn't realize that it was exclusive to Shield. So I went. It's exclusive in that forest area to catching it. So I went to the forest to try to find it, and I was in there forever to find it, and I finally crossed the Passimian. And I was like, oh, this is really cute. I'm going to catch this. And then my sister was like, you realize it's that instead of the Ponyta, right? And I was like, what?
Do you know anybody who has Shield?
I know a few people.
Okay.
Adriana, and then Navi has it too.
You guys should trade. God, I just got...
Someone give me a Ponyta.
They just put Galarian Ponyta in Pokemon Go, and I caught a couple because I love it.
I haven't...
Who's your second favorite Pokemon, Matam?
Second favorite is a lot harder. Probably one of the starters. I was a big fan of Chimchar. I think that Charmander and Squirtle are both just super solid.
Charmander is up there for me too.
I don't have one decided.
Yeah.
Second.
Yeah, it's a tie for me between Bulbasaur and Lapras.
Good choices.
Yeah, I think Charmander would have to be my official second, and then Passimian is maybe my third.
It's hard.
It is. It gets really hard.
But
cute. That's why I love it.
Yeah.
They're so fun to catch, and I love in the new Pokemon how you can see them running around.
Yeah, following you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved like out in the wild. Yeah. That's a
that too,
cool.
yeah.
I like that. I liked it. I played Soul Silver on DS, and whoever's the first in your party has a little sprite that follows you around, and that just like makes it feel so much better to me. Like,
I think you guys would be shook by how many Pokemon games I actually own, because I don't actually play Pokemon that much. Like, I haven't finished all of the games at all, but I definitely like tried. Like, I've played a little bit of each.
Yeah.
Fucking, my partner was so shook. He was just like, "Oh, I don't have this one." I was like, "Suck my dick."
I own a good amount also. Okay, this is where I'm angry. I used to have platinum. Yeah. And I had like all my good Pokemon on there because I used to like trade them up as I got through. Yeah. I had a level 100 Empoleon. I had a level 100 like what's the one the Chimchar's final evolution? Infernape. I'm pretty sure I had a level 100 Infernape. I had some shiny Pokemon on there. Somewhere in some time when I moved, it's gone.
I had the same thing. I did for ages. I didn't trade my Pokemon up, and then I traded them all up into Diamond to then go into like Black and White or something. Mm-hmm. And then I lost my copy somehow. Yep. And all of my starters from like when I was like 6 years old.
Yeah, same.
Gone.
That's literally exactly what I did with platinum.
Rest in pieces.
I know. I still have my old copy. First Pokemon game I played was Leaf Green on Game Boy Advance. I still have that. It's under my bed.
Nice. I think that was also the same for me, and I think I still have Leaf Green somewhere.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, Pokemon is very feel good.
Yeah.
Collecting feels good. Like
collecting feels good.
Collecting
for sure.
is just like sort of innate human desire.
Yeah. Speaking of series that are feel goods, iconic, The Sims for me, I think, is my last. It's actually kind of on level with Stardew for me, but The Sims and Stardew are just the chillest times. Like, just grab some fucking, get like a milkshake, just sit your ass down and listen to good music, game track music, dope, and just do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, Sims is great.
See, that's funny. For me, I love Sims, but it's not a feel-good game for me. And
why?
Does it?
I don't know.
Does it stress you?
Yeah, it stresses me out. It reminds me too much of like real life. I'm like, my Sims are doing homework. What about my homework?
Right.
Like I said, I enjoy the game, but it's stressful.
So a horror brings you peace.
Yes.
And real life freaks you out.
Yeah.
You can only live in a horror simulator.
Art imitates life.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and I think that's part of the reason why I actually love The Sims. Like, I'm not doing jack shit. Sometimes I'll get that like terrible moment, like I should get up and not play this fucking game. But I can make the most overachieving sim, turn off aging and max out all their skills, max out the career. Gorgeous.
True. And I love doing that. But then at the end of the day, I'm like, that's not me. I just spent 15 hours sitting here making this sim when I could have been doing that with my life.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
Yeah, again, I love the game. It's just I wouldn't classify it as a feel good for me.
Gotcha.
I know I'm weird. I don't know why that would not be feel good, but Last of Us would be.
Interesting. You're a freak, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, Caitlin, I think it's just that The Sims is more obvious with how you're spending your time. Because if you think about how many hours you put into Pokemon, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like you could be training dogs in real life.
Yeah.
But
can't be battling them though. That's not legal.
It's not legal.
Yeah. Okay, Michael Vick. Then I think that just about does it. Do you guys have any others that you want to give a shout out to? Any others that you want to reference before we?
Club Penguin.
Club Penguin.
I was gonna mention it, and I didn't quite make my list, but I still love it.
Very cozy. I love a customizable home base, and the igloos in that game easily. Love. I had a pop-in igloo.
Oh yeah, I used to get like the memberships. Like I'd beg my parents for my birthday. I'd be like 6-month membership.
Yeah.
Buy it for me. Oh, my igloo was decked out. I had all the puffles.
Yeah.
One I'd like to shout out. Civ 5 and 6, but when I'm not playing with people.
You like playing on the AIs, you mean?
No, I mean, it's not a feel-good game when I'm playing with people. It's a different vibe.
So like.
So when you're playing with AI, it's feel good?
Yeah, yes.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Ooh. Interesting.
Then I can just relax because I know the AI isn't better than me.
Right.
My friends are.
One of the longest gaming sessions I ever had was I played a Civ game in one sitting with 2 friends. It was like 8 hours.
Dang.
Which I've done like 6 hours pretty consistently. 8 hours, I think you cross a barrier. Getting from 6 to 8 is like a big jump.
We should stream all of us playing because we all own the game.
Yeah, Civ 5 or Civ 6?
I haven't played it yet. Civ 6.
6.
I'm down to try Civ 6.
Let's do it. My other shout out is Among Us, when you put it and play it by yourself and you put yourself as an imposter and it's just AI just standing there. You can go up and just kill them.
Slashing these AI. That's like sociopathic. That's like insane.
I haven't tried that, but that does actually sound fun because regular Among Us stresses me the fuck out.
It is stressful. Social deduction is stressful.
That is a very stressful game. That is definitely not a feel-good game. But when you play it by yourself in just like testing mode and put yourself as an imposter, and they're just standing there helpless. You're like, oh, you're alone in electrical?
Yep.
I can see that. That sounds like us throwing Abby off a bridge.
Yeah.
just to bring it back around.
Yep. Then yeah, that does it for us this week. Thank you very much for watching or listening. You can find us on YouTube or I fucked that up.
Oh no.
Run it from the start. Thank you very much for watching and listening. We put out podcasts every Friday, wherever you get podcasts, or on YouTube with the video element. We've also started streaming, each of us individually and as a group. So our Twitch channels are linked below, as are our socials.
We play feel-good games like Little Hope.
Little Hope, most feel good. Cozy, chill. We have a Little Hope playthrough is now up on our YouTube channel, which was a lot of fun. We had some very funny moments. We got to do something with those Twitch clips because those were funny as hell.
Yeah. Speaking of feel-good games and Pokemon, check out our Pokemon one-shot releasing this weekend.
Yeah.
Or two-shot, my bad. Part 1 comes out this weekend.
We did a tabletop role-playing Pokemon game. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. With Josh and Merrick. And also, as I mentioned before in our sponsor read-through, support us on Patreon if you can. It helps us make content and diversify our content, try new things, get more materials to help us make better stuff. So anything you can give would be appreciated. And with that, we will catch you next time.
Bye.